Ready? Welcome. This is a regular scheduled business meeting of the Valencia County Board of County Commissioners. Mr. Chris Garcia, will you lead us in the pledge, please?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, Commissioners, we have the approval of the agenda in front of us. Is there any changes from staff?
Mr. Chair, if we can make a change to item number 14, where you're going to hear that item on Friday, so we'd like to table it until then.
Okay.
Other than that, there should be no other changes to the agenda as presented.
Okay, and I would like to combine action items 6 through 10 into one action item on the agenda.
Okay.
And what are the wishes of the commission?
Mr. Chair, make a motion to approve as presented.
Second. Motion made by Commissioner Seiss, seconded by Commissioner Berry. Any discussion on the motion or second? There being none, Commissioner Richardson, your vote?
Yes.
Commissioner Bazell?
Yes.
Commissioner Berry?
Yes.
Commissioner Seiss?
Yes.
And I vote yes, it is approved. Okay, we have one set of minutes from our February 18th minute. Is there any changes by fellow commissioners or staff on those minutes? There being none, what are the wishes of the commission?
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Bazell, seconded by Commissioner Berry. Any discussion on the motion or second? There being none, Commissioner Richardson?
Yes.
Commissioner Bazell?
Yes.
Commissioner Berry?
Yes.
Commissioner Seiss?
Yes.
And I vote yes, they are approved. Okay, at this time, we have public comment. We only have Sean Gobbledown. Are you speaking on the ordinance, sir?
Yes.
Okay, we'll get you then. Thank you very much. Okay, on to our discussion items. Any discussion items from fellow commissioners?
Mr. Chair.
Please.
So myself and Chairman Seiss and Commissioner Berry and the manager all got to go to Washington. There's a lot of great information that's put out. One thing that I'm happy with is it's taken us a year, but we finally got Senator Heinrich to come down after begging and pleading, and they finally hear our calls, and they're going to actually come down to our county this coming Friday and review some of our projects. And what people don't understand is we need their help in Santa Fe. We need their help in Washington to continue projects, even stuff that happens years down the road, like the bypass. The county's going to take it over in the next phase. And so it's great to have them come out and look at the stuff that we're doing so that we can get their support and hopefully grants come up. There was a lot of stuff that we're talking about today that we had seminars and classes on, like the affordable housing. And that was one of the big deals that I went to while we were there in the data centers. So real stuff that affects the county, they were talking about. And so it's good to actually see what other counties across the United States are doing and getting their input so we don't make the same mistakes that they make. So it was a good conference.
Thank you. Any other commissioners?
Mr. Chair, if I may.
Commissioner Seiss, go for it.
Just a brief report during that conference. We also had a board of directors meeting for NACO. Just a brief report on that. During that business meeting, there were 5 new nominations to the board of directors for NACO. Those were all approved. We also had 44 interim resolutions that were presented. Out of the 44, 43 of those were approved and 1 was tabled. The reports that were approved were the Large Urban County Caucus Report, Mid-Sized County Caucus Report, Rural Action Caucus Report, and Western Interstate Region Report. Along with that, we did have the Audit Committee Report and the Finance Standing Committee Report presented. All those were approved. And in a nutshell, that was the bulk of the business meeting for the NACO Board of Directors, unless Manager Aragon has anything he'd like to add to that?
No, sir, I think that was a good capture of what we discussed at the board of directors, but I also wanted to just congratulate the commission as well for, their leadership with our legislators. I know some went to their specific offices and spoke with them. The chair and I met with Senator Heinrich, Congressman Vasquez, Congresswoman Ledger, and we met with them at a breakfast, and we all had really robust conversations with them. Like I always say, we're getting a really good we're getting in front of them quite a bit, and they're starting to recognize us. And like Commissioner Brazil said, we've got the senator coming down to our county this week. It's really, really good FaceTime with all of our legislators, and you guys are making those presences, those relationships with them, and that's really important. So I'd like to thank you guys and congratulate you on building those relationships with them, because it's important, just like our federal dollars that we received from this year. So it definitely helps.
All right, thank you for those updates. If there's no other further discussion, we can move on to action, the next action.
Sorry,
item. Yeah.
Mr. Chair.
Go for it.
Just one quick thing. We've got candidate filing day coming up next Tuesday. I was going to ask Brenda if she'd like to come just talk about the parameters when we're going to be open. I know they're going to have some logistics as far as that goes, because I think they have quite a few candidates.
Yes.
Sounding like it's going to be a few.
Thank you, Jonathan. Good evening, Chairman and Commissioners. Yes, this coming Tuesday, March the 10th, is going to be candidate filing day for the upcoming primary and general election cycle. We are expecting a sizable turnout for that day. So filing hours are that day between 9 and 5 in the county clerk's office. We are going to have areas roped off out in the lobby and kind of a flow in and out of our office so that we don't restrict people coming in and conducting regular business in our office that day as well. Both myself and our Bureau of Elections Administrator, Shelley Trujillo, will be at the front of the office processing all of those people as they come in and do their filings. Just a quick reminder to anybody who's coming in to file that day, we are asking that you please have your paperwork completed prior to getting to our office, just to help the traffic flow a little bit. That is completing all of your candidate filing form and making sure that it's notarized prior to coming into our office. If anybody is having someone come in and file on their behalf as a proxy, please make sure that those forms are completed also. All the notaries and everything are in place on that. If it's a position where you are providing petitions with signatures, please have those printed out ahead of time if you filed using the Secretary of State's electronic portal for collecting those signatures. We're just asking that all of that paperwork be complete and ready to go when you come into our office. It is a hard cutoff at 5 o'clock, so please don't delay and be into our office prior to 5 o'clock so that we can have that process before the 5 o'clock cutoff. Okay, anybody have any questions about any of that process? Okay.
I think so. Thank you. very
Alrighty,
much.
thank you very much.
Anything else? All right, there being nothing else, we're going to go ahead and move on to our action item. Do we have Lena online?
Good
Lena,
afternoon.
are you online with us today?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah. So if you caught the discussion earlier, Commissioner Sparkman would like to discuss all these roads at once and take one action on all those items. I think it's 6 through 10.
Yes, I'm prepared for that.
Whenever you're ready.
Alrighty. Good evening, commissioners. We had a request through Public Works from the Terra Grande Association to accept 5 roads to be added to our county maintain list. Those roads include Ala Loop, that's the southern portion, Frachada Circle, the eastern portion, Trampas Drive, the entire roadway, Lavad Loop, the western portion, and Aberta, the western portion, and all 5 of them to be accepted for county maintenance. They do, so a couple of weeks ago, I guess, Jonathan signed off on our agreement that we get with them yearly for $60,000, that they kind of donate to the county for us to do some improvements to Terra Grande. And they're willing to use some of those funds for the materials to bring those roads up to county standards. With that, I stand for any questions and recommend approval.
Any questions of Ms. Benavides?
Mr. Chairman, if I might just
Yes, sir.
make one addition, the roads in Tierra Grande, although they are not all maintained by the county, just for the record, they are dedicated to the county, so they do already belong to us. We've just not maintained all of them, and would just be adding those.
Understood. Thank you, Mr. Nance. Any questions? There being none, what are the wishes of the commission? I guess I'll do it. I make a motion to approve action items 6 through 10 as presented.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Sparkman, seconded by Commissioner Berry. Any discussion on the motion or second? There being none, Commissioner Richardson,
Yes.
Commissioner Bazell,
Yes.
Commissioner Berry,
Yes.
Commissioner Sykes,
Yes.
and I vote yes. Okay. Action item number 11, review of freeholders report and consideration of vacation of roads in Sierra Madre. Ms. Benavides.
So we received a formal request for roads to be vacated in the Sierra Madre Unit 1 subdivision. It's located at off the Manzano Expressway. So it'd be north of Manzano Expressway of North Rio del Oro. These roads were created in a subdivision. The applicant and his representative, I don't know if Mr. Gugino's there, put in a request to get these roads vacated along with the properties, taking both the roads and the property back to its previous platted, recorded plat. So in the process right now, we're just going through the vacation process. After review, the road reviewers do recommend approval of vacating. There's no existing development. Let's see. There's no actively used for general traverse or access. No indication that the roadway is necessary for present foreseeable public needs. I recommend approval and stand for any questions.
Any questions of Ms. Benavides? There being none, sir, if you would like to add anything to her statement.
Sure. Chairman and Commissioners, my name is Larry Gugino, and I represent Glosson Real Estate Investment LLC. The roads that we're being asked to vacate are shown on the recorded plat. It's in Plat Cabinet M, page or folio 79. And the roads that we're being asked to vacate are Rock Peak Road, Sloping Meadow Lane, Rising Moon Lane, Sunset Meadow Lane, and Overlook Drive. As Ms. Benavides stated, our intention is if the vacation of the roads is approved, we will come back and ask that the subdivision be put back to its original form. Just to be clear, Glosson Real Estate, they own everything around it except for about 3 lots. One is owned by P&M, which is a solar field out there. And the other 2, there's a lot at the corners at the western, it would be the northwestern corner and the northeastern corner. Those 2 lots are owned by a Hagelin Insurance Trust. And there's a lot sort of in the middle owned by Arroyo Valencia. But the lot that Arroyo Valencia owns is right off of, let's see, I'm horrible with these roads, but it's off of the Manzano Expressway. It's just south of Manzano, and that's their access. They're at the corner of Manzano, so they would get their access off Manzano Expressway. And just to be clear, my client has tried marketing this property for a long time in its current form for years, and there's just nothing going on out there. That's the reason we're requesting it to be vacated, so that he can put it back in its original form and probably create the property in some other form. So I don't know if anybody has any questions.
Any questions for Mr. Gugino?
Mr. Chair.
Yes, sir.
So you mentioned there's 3 properties. One of them you addressed that has easement or access off of Manzano Expressway. The other 2, is there easements or something that we don't landlock them?
So they're not locked in. So one has access off of Manzano Expressway. The one on what would be the northwest corner that's owned by Haglin, that would have access off of the expressway and Rio del Oro loop. The one on the northeast corner has access off of Manzano Expressway and Monterey Boulevard. It's at the corner of those two, and it abuts those roads. They don't have to go through any of this property.
Not a problem. Well, we just didn't have a map, so I didn't.
Yeah, no, and I
just wanna make
apologize.
sure that-
I did bring a thumb drive with them because I wasn't sure how you guys did it, but
Not a problem. I just want to make sure they're not landlocked.
no,
and
they are
we're-
not landlocked by the vacation of this. And the other easements that were created on the original plat, we intend to leave those all in place. So we're only vacating the roads, the 5 roads that we're only asking that the 5 roads within the interior of this subdivision be vacated.
They wouldn't affect, those roads aren't attached to the other lots where we'd need their permission or at least.
No, they're not attached.
Okay.
And I believe Ms. Benavides sent notice to all the property owners on either side already.
Not a problem. I just want to make sure that everybody's notified.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions, commissioners? There being none, what's the wish of the commission?
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion that we accept the freeholders report and also the recommendation from our Public Works Director and approve the vacation of the roads.
Second?
Motion made by Commissioner Seiss, second by Commissioner Bazell. Any discussion on the motion or second? There being none, Commissioner Richardson,
Yes.
Commissioner Bazell,
Yes.
Commissioner Berry,
Yes.
Commissioner Seiss,
Yes.
and I vote yes, it is approved. Okay, action item number 12, approval of recognition and recording of accounts payable and payroll disbursements. Ms. Green.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners. This evening, I'm here to request approval and recognition of recording of accounts payable and payroll expenditures for the month of February 2026. Accounts payable, during February of 2026, finance processed invoices for a total of $4,547,326.64. Worth noting, the county hospital expenses consisted of one payment to Bradbury Stam in the amount of $1,762,000, $792.48. And there were 2 payments to Brazos Health Partners totaling $589,265.57. I recommend approval of the operating expenses for February of 2026. And with that, I stand for any questions you may have.
Any questions for Ms. Green? There being none, what are the wishes of the commission?
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion to approve as presented.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Richardson, seconded by Commissioner Seiss. Any discussion on the motion or second? There being none, Commissioner Richardson,
Yes.
Commissioner Bazell,
Yes.
Commissioner Berry,
Yes.
Commissioner Seiss,
Yes.
and I vote yes. All right, action item number 3, approval of of state bars. Ms. Green.
I didn't get payroll done.
I'm sorry.
I know that was probably my fault.
No, it's probably mine. It's my first time.
Valencia County payroll was processed twice in February 2026. The first set of wages in February were dispersed on February 6th in the amount of $1,174,443.98. And they did include the Valencia County Sheriff's Office clothing allowance, uniforms. The second set of wages for February were dispersed on February 20th in the amount of $1,054,708.16, and they included the fire department nominal fee payments. And I recommend the wages to be approved as well, and I stand for questions.
Any questions for Ms. Green? There being none, what are the wishes of the commission?
Move we approve payroll disbursements as presented.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Seiss, second by Commissioner Richardson. Any discussion on the motion or second? There being none, Commissioner Richardson,
Yes.
Commissioner Bazell,
Yes.
Commissioner Berry,
Yes.
Commissioner Seiss.
Yes.
And I vote yes.
Thank you.
Okay, now I think we're ready for the next one. Approval of state bars. Ms. Green.
Yes, this evening I present a request for the approval of a resolution containing state budget adjustment requests for your consideration. The state bars affect cash and therefore require both commission approval. the Board of Commissioners approval, and the Department of Finance and Administration's approval. The bars tonight consist of a variety of items. They include recognizing and recording revenue and expense lines for new grant revenues and agreements received, the recording and recognition of the need to increase a few of the general fund revenue budgets as they have received more revenue than originally anticipated for this year. I also have some that will adjust items to close out grant accounts that have completed their life cycle and to realign some line items as necessary to support the several county program needs currently. I do recommend approval of the presented state bars, and with that, I stand for questions.
Any questions for Ms. Green? There being none, what are the wishes of the commission?
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Bazell, seconded by Commissioner Richardson. Any discussion on the motion or second? There being none, Commissioner Richardson,
Yes.
Commissioner Bazell,
Yes.
Commissioner Barry,
Yes.
Commissioner Seiss,
Yes.
and I vote yes.
Mr. Chairman and Commissioners, this resolution is 2026-17.
Thank you for your time this evening, gentlemen.
Okay, next item is a presentation from Brazos Health Partners, and I believe Loveless as well, including Bradbury Stam, if we're ready at this time.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners. Thank you again for having me, or having us. Tyler Nunn with Bradbury Stam Construction, Vice President, Senior Project Manager for the hospital project. Want to say thank you for what has been a fantastic project so far. The team that you've put on it has been nothing short of exemplary. Very helpful. Whenever we seem to run into a roadblock, your team helps us out, so it's been fantastic. So just a quick construction update. You've probably been by NM6 and Sand Sage, see the progress where we're at. The building is fully enclosed, finishing up exterior finishes, working on parking lots, doing medians, getting ready to do the heliport. We have one entrance off of Sand Sage, which is completed. The other two will start next week, so that will take care of all of our public access areas. The Village of Los Lunas should be wrapped up in about a week with the Palmilla extension, which grants access to the east side of the site, and we will finish our utility tie-ins at that point. Inside the building, we're getting into finishes. Right now, we're doing probably half of the building is sheetrocked. We're finishing up some of the special systems inside the building, and we are looking at projected finish of construction in July with equipment installations, specialized equipment installations going into August, at which point Brazos team will take over and start talking about operations. So I'm happy to answer any questions if there's any on the actual construction portion of the project.
Any questions, commissioners?
Mr. Chair,
Commissioner Bazell.
is there any, anything that we need to be aware of, delays or anything like that you're having problems with?
I wouldn't say problems, it's coordination now. So this was a design build project. So we kind of, as we were going along with our operating partner, getting some of their systems and finding out which of those systems and services are going to be provided, that finished up the design, which got down to us. So right now it's more of a coordination exercise internally with our team, the design team and the operator. But as far as delays or issues, there haven't been any, and we don't foresee any. It's been a very smooth project up to this point.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Yes, sir.
And have there been any budget concerns? How are we doing on budget? Any overruns or major issues there?
No, there's not been any budget issues. I believe we talked the last time, there was certain allowances set up, which we had to adjust once the site was selected and the final design was selected. But other than that, the budget is holding where it is. If there's any changes that come up, we'll obviously be fiscally responsible, whatever we can do in those changes to help out with the county. But the budget has been holding well. The design team has been doing a fantastic job keeping things in budget, and the operator's been very cognizant of the construction process as well. So it's been going very well.
Sure.
What is the approximate date for completion?
Like I said earlier, we're looking at probably mid-August, where we would have everything installed, and then Brazos Health Partners will come in and do kind of their commissioning and take over.
Anything else, commissioners? All right, well, thank you very much. Do we have a presentation from Loveless, or we just did Bradbury Sam? Anybody from Brazos would like to come up?
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Good evening. Thank you, Mr. Chairman and Commissioners. It's great to be with you. Thank you for the opportunity to be here today. My name is Cliff Wilson. I'm more here for introductory purposes. I'm the president of Loveless Health System. We are thrilled to be part of this project and look forward to expanding access to care for the residents of Valencia County, and are excited to be working with Tammy and the team that she will be assembling as the project moves forward. So I'm happy to take any questions, but wanted to make sure that I know I've met some of the members of the commissioner and Manager Aragon already, but excited to be working with you as we go forward.
Any questions, commissioners? All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for allowing me to be here. My name is Tammy Chavez Hewlett. I am the CEO of the hospital as it's moving forward. I'm really excited to be here. I would like to tell you a little bit about myself. I'm actually a native of New Mexico. I'm from Los Lunas area. I was here for 20 some years back in the 80s and 90s. My children went to school in Peralta, went up all the way through to the high school. My mom is in Los Chavez, my sisters are in Peralta, my brother's in Los Lunas, and my cousins are in Tomé. So I am coming back home. And so I'm really, really excited about that. I went to school here in New Mexico as well. I have 3 degrees. I have a degree in business, which is just a degree, but one that I'm very proud of is that I am a nurse also. As well as a paralegal. So healthcare and quality and safe care are right up my alley with my nursing degree. I also sit on a couple of boards here in New Mexico. I am a board member of the New Mexico Hospital Association, as well as I am a board member currently, but I will be letting that one go, as a board member of the Rural Healthcare Network for rural hospitals and independent hospitals. I have been in healthcare for greater than 40 years, started in UNM long time ago. So I am really excited. I'm very much an advocate. A couple of years ago, I spent almost the entire legislative session in Santa Fe working for independent hospitals in rural frontier areas to make sure that they have access to care and none of them have to close their doors. I worked with Senator Munoz and Senator Woods to make those bills happen, and they're very fortunate that every single one of those hospitals are still standing today. I'm grateful for the Valencia County and the Loveless Health Systems and our partnership to create an access to care in Valencia County. I think it's very important that every place in New Mexico has access to care. I would also like to thank the New Mexico legislation and the Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham for making these efforts possible and a lot of the work that she has done for us. This hospital will allow the citizens to receive care right here in our homes in Valencia County, and that's very important. This operation of the hospital is through a joint venture, and I'm very grateful to be working with Loveless Health Systems. We have been working together to set up the EPIC system, which is the electronic health record, the medical records, as you would know. It takes a lot of work on everybody's part. One, to set it up appropriately, to make sure it's talking to all of your equipment. We're looking at all of the equipment that will be in the hospital, the MRI, the CT, the X-ray machines, the fluoro machines, the lab equipment. This takes many hours to set up, and we have been working hard on this already. We're also currently in discussions for trying to assess what type of shared services and shared specialty we can bring to Valencia. That's a a lot of discussions moving forward. We'll be looking at a potential medical office building and what shared services may go in there and what other services that we can bring to the county. This is as you know, this is an 11-bed inpatient unit. It's going to have a full-service ER. It will have a lab. The radiology will be full service. We're looking at 2 ORs and 2 endo suites. The endo suites is where they would do endoscopies or which are EGDs and colonoscopies. The emergency room it's an amazing emergency room. It has room for GYNs, women's specialty. It will have behavioral health room. It'll have a room for trauma to try to stabilize and or get ready to ship a patient who needs a higher level of care. We will have a helicopter pad right out back of the trauma room for easy access getting in and out for patients and making sure that we're taking care of everybody. Currently, I'm also working on contractual agreements with specialty providers. That is your ER groups, your radiology groups, your anesthesia providers, and hospitalists. Nothing is in stone yet. I want to make sure that we get a good quality company that's coming in to take care of our patients. We'll have approximately 100 staff at the hospital. So I'm really hoping that we will have a lot of jobs opening up for our community. Initially, I have already hired the purchasing supply director. They are working on getting our items list of all the supplies that we will have in the hospital in every single department and every single service. I have already put out the CNO, the Chief Nursing Officer, and the Chief Financial Office. Her positions are out there. I've gotten quite a few, probably about 20, 25 hits on the CNO and probably about 8 to 10 hits on the CFO so far. I expect to have a lot of quality staff. It'll be a hard decision to make. At that time, they will start looking at hiring their staff underneath them until we get the entire staff. I've been working with UNM through the, I'm sorry, I just blanked it out, through the education office that they have here in town, and they have offered to do some workforce solutions and job fairs for me. So we'll be looking at putting those together here in Valencia County. My goal, though, is to provide a full-service hospital that increases the access to Valencia County with quality, safe care. Does anyone have any questions?
Any questions, commissioners?
Sure.
Sure.
I'm grateful that Loveless is coming to Valencia County. But when we started this process, they committed that they would try to also accept other insurances. Are you part of those negotiations as far as trying to bring like press or being able to accept other insurances for other residents that might not have?
That's a little bit further down the pipeline, but it will be my intention to start with Medicare and Medicaid and then try to get all of the services, Blue Cross, Presbyterian, Loveless. I would want to contract with all of the companies that allow us to, especially the ones who have employees here in Valencia County that is one of their choices.
Thank you.
Anything else, commissioners?
Mr. Chair,
Yes, sir.
first of all, welcome home.
Thank you. Thank you.
We're very fortunate to have your level of expertise as part of this team. We know that your heart's in it already, or at least I can tell. I'm sure everybody feels the same way. And we just look forward to what you're going to do to bring success to this project. And it's going to take people like you, people that we have on board already, to really bring healthcare to Valencia County at a level that we don't have. So we wish you the best and always here to support you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Anything else, commissioners? I did have a question, not necessarily for you, ma'am, but Jonathan, is the county employees going to be able to take advantage of the county hospital, and if not, are we taking steps to make that a possibility?
I think that runs along the same question as Commissioner Brazell was talking. something that they're going to have to work out with the insurance, because most county employees are Presbyterian. There are a few that elected to do the Blue Cross Blue Shield stuff, but yeah, we're hoping to facilitate any way we can to help make those negotiations work as best as possible. I don't know,
Mr. Chairman, if I might. So I understand that we're just coming to open enrollment now, in what is it, in April?
Yeah, I think so.
So, given that we'll be opening this hospital in this coming year and folks are aware that this will be a loveless hospital, they'll have an opportunity to make that election for this coming year, whether or not they'd like to make the transition to Blue Cross Blue Shield as well. And you know, but again, that's their decision, and certainly, you know, I do hope that they're able to acquire or they're able to participate with Presbyterian and other insurance groups moving forward.
The agreement's going to be a two-way agreement. I'm willing to sit at the table, but both parties will need to sit there.
Yeah, and it sounds also like we're early days of this, so.
Yes,
I just want to
correct.
make sure that we were all tracking it, but thank you
Yes.
very much. Anything else?
Sure.
Yes, sir.
As far as attracting medical professional talent, are we going to have competitive pay with what's available? Like in Albuquerque, is it going to be similar rates? And then how many medical professionals do you anticipate hiring?
It's going to depend. The OR will probably start a lot slower. Coming from Valencia County, I'm thinking that the ER is going to be busy on day one. And so I am looking to make sure that we can handle those patients on day one in the ER. With the companies that I've been speaking with for the ER coverage, I am telling them that we're expecting the ER to be busy. And I'm also talking to them about some flex coverage for the ER for the busier times. Normally, I see the afternoon and into midnight, 2 o'clock in the morning being the flex time of busyness. And so I'm wanting to make sure that we have extra coverage on that time. I don't have an exact number of providers that will need to be covered in every area. The OR is going to depend on what specialties are in there. So depending on how many surgeons are traveling through the OR is how many anesthesia providers I'm going to need. With 2 ORs, you're going to need an anesthesia provider in each room if they're full at all times. And then depending on your GI with the endo rooms is whether you need an anesthesia or a nurse who can provide that coverage. But we're still working through those areas, but I do want to make sure that we have enough providers to be on site. Radiology coverage, we'll probably have off-site. What we'll do is telereads. That's where the hospital I'm at right now does as well. So we're interviewing companies where you will put the electronic read into a PACS type system, and it'll go straight to a radiologist where he's at. Many radiologists are reading from their homes anymore, and they just sit and read. They will have terms in the medical staff bylaws that say turnaround times to make sure that we're getting those turned around appropriately, meaning read and back to the hospital in a timely manner. The reads for turnaround times are different, whether they're inpatient or emergent or trauma. So we'll make sure that those are all being hit in the agreement, which we have with the radiology company.
Anything else, commissioners? Everybody else, thank you very much.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you for your time.
All right, we'll move on to our public comment, public hearing section. This first one, item 16, is an ordinance approving a LEDA project. If there's anybody who's going to speak either for or against this, I'd ask you to stand now and be sworn in by our county clerk. Is it just the presenter?
Mr. Chairman, apparently there is going to be a public comment using facilities at the moment.
Okay. All right, we'll just wait till she gets back.
Yeah, actually. Always get.
Ma'am, I think you're ready. If you don't mind being sworn in by our clerk, we'll take care of that right now.
Oh, pardon. Yes.
Please.
Good evening, Chair and Commissioners. I'm Beth Waldrop. I represent New Mexico Economic Development Department. I'm a regional representative, and I serve Valencia, Torrance, and Bernalillo counties. And just here to thank you for your consideration this evening of the LIDA GRT share that's coming before you for Meta. This is a new legislation that really has only been enacted for a couple projects, but with projects in excess of $350 million in construction, a mega project such as Meta. Actually, this legislation was spurred out of what Meta has done for the communities of your county and the village of Los Lunas. We are just really grateful that you're considering this and advocate your adoption of this. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions, commissioners? Okay, is there anybody speaking against this issue? All right, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Are you going to speak up on this also? I think you are, right?
Yes, I'll be presenting
Okay.
today, Mr.
Were you
Chair.
sworn in by your clerk? Did you stand when she said?
You swear or affirm that this testimony you give in this case will be the whole truth and nothing but the whole truth and nothing but the truth under the penalty of law, so help you God.
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, good to see you tonight. My name is Dan Opperman. I'm with the Taft Law Firm. My colleague Jill Sweeney typically would be before you tonight. She's out of the country, and so she asked that I step in for her this evening. The ordinance that you are going to hear in a few items is for the approval of a project to benefit Greater Kudu, which is we know is a Meta subsidiary, and to pledge the state gross receipts tax from the county to the project. The Local Economic Development Act allows a qualifying entity such as Greater Kudu to receive public support for a period of 10 years when that project is going to be $350 million or more, just as she had said. It allows 50% of the revenue from those gross receipts to be pledged to that project. In this case, in order to receive that public support, there's a few things that have to happen. One, the parties, which will be the village, the county, Greater Kudu, and the Economic Development Department will have to enter into a project participation agreement. The county will have to adopt an ordinance that pledges that state share, that state gross receipts tax. And they, like I said, they have to have $350 million in expenses incurred within 10 years. So this ordinance that you are going to hear tonight does just that. It provides that 50% of the state gross receipts and compensating tax will be pledged to the project. The village of Los Lunas will also be hearing a nearly identical ordinance next week on the 12th to do this. The ordinance itself has a few findings in it that you will have to consider. One, that they're a qualifying entity. The Economic Development Department has determined that they are a qualifying entity under the LIDA Act. The benefits of the project in terms of the increased tax revenues, the other benefits that arise from this far outweigh the support provided. And in this case, I think we've heard a few things already on this matter, which is traffic relief, public safety improvements, improved access to the new hospital. It connects roadways from Main Street. I have to write that one down. Main Street near the hospital to Los Lunas Boulevard and onwards to Highway 47, and improvements to the county safety corridor. So there's many things going on here. So the Meta has intended to expand its data center. Through that construction, there will be increased traffic flow, various other things. They have requested that the county and the village dedicate their 50% of their state gross receipts tax. The Economic Development Department will dedicate 50% of the state gross receipts tax Those will all be rolled up. You will see in your materials the project participation agreement and an intergovernmental agreement which outline the steps along the way. The intergovernmental agreement outlines the responsibilities that the Village of Los Lunas is willing to take on to be the fiscal agent in the receipt of those gross receipts tax, and then the distribution out from the gross receipts that are going to be generated from the construction of the meta facility. With that, I would stand for any questions. I'm sure there are going to be several. And I'll leave it to you.
Any questions, commissioners? There being, yes, sir.
I'm formulating a question here. It's taking me a second. So maybe to clarify, the county will take 50% of our portion of the gross receipts tax from the construction. And maybe you can explain again, and do what with that money?
So 50% of the gross receipts and compensating tax that is going to be generated from the construction of the new expansion of the data center will be tax that will go through the tax and rev department. It will flow out to the village as the fiscal administrator to reimburse the county and the village for the cost of the public infrastructure improvements in the various roadways, the safety corridor, all the things that interconnect here. So that will then pay for those reimbursement for those costs.
Okay. Go ahead.
Anything else, commissioners?
Mr. Chair.
Commissioner?
By any chance, have you guys reached out to the Pueblo of Isleta to see, if there's any opportunity there? I know that they're considering another exit just north of the existing exit. Have you reached out to them to try to bring them into this as well, or?
Commissioner Barry, members of the commission, I would defer to the county manager. I'm not sure if those conversations have taken place.
I think this would go back to Beth. When we were introduced this, it was specifically an agreement between the state, the Village of Los Lunas, and the county, as well as Greater Cooter or Meta. And so those are the four entities that are involved at this point. But I know, like you said, Commissioner, that the Pueblo Isleta is thinking about another exit further north. I just think it's kind of out of range for this particular, to benefit from this particular project, because it's all happening in county area.
Also, if I'm not mistaken, Pueblo Isleta don't deal with gross receipts tax, right? I don't think they have any share of that, because there's none charged on the Pueblo,
That's correct. And again, as far as any conversations, I think that addresses that. Thank you.
And commissioners, just I know gentleman said it, but if you recall at the last meeting, you guys accepted a couple of projects that were to be put into this project list for this item. Those are actually in there now. That's going to be a safety corridor lighting project that we have on Manzano Expressway, as well as the feasibility study for the east side expansion from the Los Lunas Boulevard project. So we had a good conversation and a good working relationship with the village last week to get those incorporated into that project list. And so they actually are in there. So it was a good working relationship to get that accomplished.
Anything else, commissioners? There being none, we will address this next. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, public hearing item 17, amendment of affordable housing ordinance. Anybody's going to speak for or against this? I'd ask you to stand now to be sworn in by a clerk.
You swear or affirm that this testimony you will give in this case will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth under the penalty of law, so help you God? Yes, sir.
Thank you. I don't know, Mr. Pato, if you would like to start off?
Chairman, thank you. Where I just like to provide a general background for these proposed changes and where they're coming from in a little bit. So This amended ordinance updates our affordable housing ordinance to better align the county's housing ordinance with the affordable housing act and the new rules of the New Mexico Mortgage Finance Authority, while providing clear procedures for the administration of housing assistance grants and affordable housing. The amendments clarify program eligibility, and specifically they increase the eligibility for low to moderate residents from those who have 120% of area median income to 100%. So it broadens that range. It establishes defined affordability periods tied to the amounts of public assistance provided, and specifically, so for amounts $115,000, it's going to be a 5-year affordability period, and what we're talking about this program for $15,000 to $40,000, so you're going to get a 10-year affordability period, and that's reflected. It also strengthens application evaluation requirements. It adds requirements to ensure that public resources are protected, and that housing developed with available to low, moderate income households for the required period.
Any questions for Mr. Pato? There being none, Mr. Gobbledon, did you want to come up?
Yes, please. Thank you. Chairman, Commissioners, thank you for the opportunity to come speak before you. Before I get started, I really would like to commend the whole commission on your leadership in all the projects that have come about under your leadership. I've sat through many of these meetings, and it is actually incredible on what you've done as a commission, and I just wanted to take that moment to thank you as a resident and lifelong member of Valencia County. My name is Sean Gabaldon. I have Harvest Developments, my partner and I, Mickey Gabaldon. We work hand in hand with many nonprofit housing organizations. Affordable housing has been a passion of mine throughout my career. I just wanted to get up in front of you and speak in favor of voting to amend the housing ordinance from 120% to 150%. And just give a couple facts. I won't give a very long presentation. Housing costs have become extremely unaffordable after COVID. Material costs in construction probably took the largest hit as far as increases, and they never came down. So the affordability of housing has definitely outpaced current incomes. Albuquerque, and within the Albuquerque metro area, Rio Rancho, and Bernalillo and Valencia County, there's estimated they are 40,000 units short of what we need in affordable housing. Throughout the last 10 years, the pace of new starts has just not kept pace with the demand. Valencia County, as you know, is the second largest growing county in the state. We have all these new opportunities, the Fusion, Facebook, Walmart Distribution Center, things we've had. All of this workforce needs affordable housing. You've had MFA, your state organizations, your national organizations, your nonprofits. They've all raised their housing ordinance from 120% to 150%. And the main reason is so that they can catch the whole spectrum of the workforce. They can catch from 80% of AMI to 150%. They can catch from the cafeteria worker to the police officer, teachers, et cetera. They're all involved in the workforce. So I just wanted to get up, give a few brief facts, and ask that you approve the housing ordinance. Thank you, Mr. Commissioner.
Any questions for Mr. Gobbledon? There being none, we will address this next. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Okay, action item 18, approval of an ordinance approving a LEDA project. I'm sorry, I skipped your name.
Dan Opperman.
Dan, thank you.
With Taft Law Firm. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the commission. Back to the ordinance. Before you tonight is the ordinance approving a LEDA project for the benefit of Greater Kudu for a local economic development project pursuant to the Local Economic Development Act and the county's economic development plan to provide the public support for the expansion of the company's data center facility and other similar projects. Section 1 of the ordinance are the findings of the commission that you will find tonight, which that the company is a qualifying entity. The company will provide a substantive contribution to the project. The project participation agreement does comply with the requirements of the act. The benefits of the project in terms of the increased tax revenues and other benefits from the retained and sustained employment exceed the cost of the county in providing that support. And lastly, that the project participation agreement sets out the various contributions of the county, the village of Los Lunas, and the state. Section 2 is the approval of the project and the PPA, which provides that the county will dedicate 50% of the tax revenue attributable to the project from its state gross receipts tax. Section 3 is the authorization, which authorizes the chair or the vice chair to go ahead and do what's necessary once the PPA is being negotiated. They're still working through some of the final terms, as County Manager Aragon explained earlier. We did have a good productive meeting last week. That project list is now being identified and worked through. But what it does is it authorizes the chair to sign that PPA and the intergovernmental agreement, provided that there are no substantial material changes to the agreement from what's been provided to you today. Section 4 is an amendment to the county's LEDA plan, and that is a bit of an administrative matter. The current LEDA plan has a specific reference in the LEDA Act to very specific sections, Section 1 through Section 13. That act was amended in 2021, and it is now through Section 17. That is the only change in the LEDA plan, is to now correctly reference that so that there's no confusion about what applies, which statute applies. The remainder of the Section 7 is the effective date. So if approved, the ordinance will be published tomorrow and then effective 30 days after recording. With that, I would stand for any questions.
Any questions, commissioners? There being none, what are the wishes of the commission?
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion to approve.
Motion made by Commissioner Bazell, seconded by Commissioner Seiss. Any discussion on the motion or second?
Go ahead, please.
No, I was just going to say, yeah, I think this is a good project. I think that with being part of the negotiations on this, I think that the county is in pretty good shape with this share of the gross receipts tax. I think it'll be good for the county in the long run. So I'm totally supporting this.
Mr. Barry?
And then just for Mr. Pitto and Mr. Nance, do you guys see like any pitfalls of this or any repercussions that you guys can think of?
Okay, we have a motion and a second. A discussion. Commissioner Richardson, your vote?
Yes.
Commissioner Bazell?
Yes.
Commissioner Barry?
Yes.
Commissioner Seiss?
Yes.
And I vote yes, it is approved.
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, this ordinance is 2026-1.
What they need to do is do a little bypass to this new off ramp for Huning Ranch. They can get on the freeway there instead of.
Okay, action item 19, approval of an amended ordinance for the affordable housing ordinance. Mr. Pato.
You heard the introduction earlier, and you heard from the public in support of the ordinance, and I stand for any questions of the board.
Any questions for Mr. Pato? There being none, what are the wishes of the commission?
Mr. Chair, motion to approve is presented.
Second.
A motion by Commissioner Barry, seconded by Commissioner Bazell. Any discussion on the motion or second? There being none, Commissioner Richardson?
Yes.
Commissioner Bazell?
Yes.
Commissioner Barry?
Yes.
Commissioner Seiss?
Yes.
And I vote yes, it is approved.
Mr. Chairman and Commissioners, this ordinance is 2026-2.
Okay, we don't have executive session this evening. Just a reminder, we have a special meeting on Friday, March 6th at 5 p.m. in the commission chambers. and it'll also be streamed on Facebook Live. In addition, we have our public hearing business meeting at 5 p.m. here in the Commission Chambers, March 18th, again scheduled on Facebook Live, and then a business meeting at 5 p.m. here in the Commission Chambers, April 1st, and that will also be streamed on Facebook Live. Are there any closing? Yes.
Mr. Chair, one other meeting that I just want to mention, Vallejo will be next Tuesday. You guys have a sheet there, if I can, what time is it? It's going to be Tuesday, March 2nd, 6 p.m. to 7 at the Los Lunas Transportation Center. So it's just another meeting for y'all.
You said March 2nd. It's this upcoming Tuesday, though? March 10th. That's okay.
My brain's not working right today.
That's right. Okay. Any closing comments by fellow commissioners?
Mr. Chair,
Please.
good job running the meeting. Thank you.
Thanks. I had a good teacher. All right. If nothing else, we are adjourned. Absolutely.